Hey y'all, it's Nisha here and welcome to today's video. It is super early in the morning, so sorry if my voice is a little deep. I woke up like an hour ago, but I wanted to go ahead and get up early and film this get ready with me video that is going to include like a high puff tutorial because a few of you have been asking me how I do my high puff, so I wanted to share that with y'all. We're gonna do a little bit of makeup application with some products that I have been loving and also chit-chatting about something that I've been struggling with in my adult life, and it's basically weight. And I know that a lot of you who just watch me here on YouTube but don't really see my full body, but if you do follow me on Instagram, then you do see my full body, and a lot of y'all are probably like, girl, what? Because I don't know how to explain it, but I know I'm not super overweight, but I'm still insecure about certain things, and so I want to share those with you all and just be transparent because I know that I'm not the only one dealing with like body image issues and weight issues and things like that. So I just wanted to be, you know, transparent because I feel like we see influencers and we see that they're perfect and we see that, you know, they have, you know, nice bodies, nice clothes, nice hair, nice this, nice that. And I want to just share with y'all that, you know, I'm human too, and I have things that I'm a little bit insecure about. But first, before you get into this video, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that notification bell. I post new videos twice a week, so if you're subscribed, you don't hit that notification bell, then you won't miss another upload. All of the products that I will be using, if I don't mention them, they will be down below in the description box, because the focus really isn't going to be too much on the products, more so on the conversation. But let's just go ahead and hop into this get ready with me. So last night, what I like to do if I know I'm gonna wear a puff the next day is I like to go ahead and mold my hair into that puff. And so what I'll do is basically just take a little bit of water, spray it around the perimeter of my head, and then take my scarf. It's a thin scarf, but it's super long, as you can see. And then I will just literally go like this, push it up. Don't tie it too tight because you are sleeping. You don't want to cause a headache. Boom, go like that. Put my bonnet on, and that's how I'll sleep. And as you can see, when I take it down, my hair is pretty much already morphed into the puff form. That's just a tip that I like to do. It's helpful for me when I do my puffs. Now that my hair is like nice and formed, I'm just gonna go ahead and spray my hair with some water. Water always makes my hair more malleable. I mentioned this in, what was it, my Black Friday haul, but this is the Scalp Potion Drops from Curls and Potions. I've been loving these, y'all. This is my second bottle. I already finished my first one that I picked up during Black Friday. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add this to my scalp and rub it in. Work it in. This is like, I want to say day 6 hair from my tweed out that I did with Camille Rose Black Castor and Shebe oil line. I'll link that video up for you in the cards if you missed that video, but I still got lots of definition, y'all, and this is day 6 here, I want to say. I'm just taking some leave-in just to add some moisture to my hair, especially around the perimeter, because that's where I'm going to be adding the gel. We're going to be adding a stronghold gel, so they're usually drying, and I want to make sure that my hair is nice and moisturized. I feel like y'all haven't seen this a lot on my channel recently, but I'm still loving it. It is the Wetline Extreme. I think it's just called Extreme Styling Gel. Love this stuff. This is my go-to for my puffs. Now I'm going to take a boar bristle brush, and this is actually, I think it's either a soft boar bristle brush or it's a medium, but it's not like super rough. All right, to get my super sleek hair puffs, I use like a headband. So this is just a headband that you can get at like Walmart, Target, whatever. You want to make sure that it's stretchy as well. You don't want it to be tight. So I'll just take it around my neck, double it. Make sure that my hair is not caught in it, and then just slide it on up. And there we go. Puff. Going back with some gel along the edges. We're going to kind of brush out my edges, my little baby hairs, whatever you want to call it. We're just going to take a little bit of edge control. This is the edge pomade from Bask and Bloom. This one doesn't really have as much hold as I would like, but it is the closest edge control to me. And then that same scarf that I use to go ahead and tie my hair at night and mold my puff, I am going to use it to tie down my edges so that they will stay in place. I did go ahead and do my skincare routine off camera, but one thing I want to show to y'all and apply on camera is my sunscreen. So this is the Live Tinted Hue Guard 3-in-1 mineral sunscreen. So not only is this a sunscreen, it is a moisturizer and it's a primer, SPF 30. Now, this is supposed to be cast free, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all that is a lie. Mineral sunscreen is just known for giving women of color a white, purple, blue cast. It actually does leave a little bit of a cast, but not too much. I've definitely gone out in public just wearing this alone. It gives you a slight cast, but nothing too crazy. And if you're gonna wear this under makeup, you should be fine. So a little nerve-wracking at first, because y'all can see the cast, right? But you just gotta keep working it in. There's like a slight cast on my face, but nothing crazy, like I said. We are gonna go ahead and start with foundation. I'm mixing two NARS foundations. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the color New Caledonia. When I first purchased this, it was working really well for me because I had been in the sun back in November when I went to go visit my boyfriend. I've since then gone back to my winter color a little bit. So I'm gonna mix it with my NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. This is in the color Marquises, which is a shade or two below New Caledonia, I think. Let's just go ahead and talk about my insecurity, which is my weight. And like I mentioned before, it's something that I've struggled with in my adult life and not really in my childhood. And I'll kind of just give y'all a background. Growing up, I was really tall and skinny. I attribute that to being a 90s baby. I was born in 92 and we had to go play outside. So I was active. I also did a few sports as well. I cheerleaded from 3rd grade to 7th grade. I wasn't a great cheerleader. Back then, this was like rec, so all you had to do was just pay and you're automatically a cheerleader. I also played basketball, and I played basketball from 5th grade to 10th grade, from elementary all the way up until high school. I was active and didn't really deal with any weight issues or anything like that. Then when I was in college, I was working, and I was working at a grocery store. We had to like go outside and get buggies. I call them buggies. Some of y'all from up north call them shopping carts, but down here in the south, it's a buggy. We used to have to go get like buggies from outside and just moving around a lot at that job. And then also, our campus is huge. I went to the University of Georgia, go Dogs, national champs over here. But anyways, I went to the University of Georgia and the campus is huge. They have buses to help you get around, but I really didn't use the buses too much. I used to mainly walk. The only time I would not walk to class is if it was raining or if it was cold. So basically, I'm active pretty much my whole life. And then we got to real world, my first like corporate job. And that's where I started to see some weight gain that I wasn't comfortable with as a woman, going from, you know, teenage years to your 20s and to your 30s. There's like natural weight gain. Just you developing more as a woman, you're going to naturally gain weight. And I'm totally fine with that. I just wasn't comfortable with where my weight was going. I mostly gain weight, it seems like, in my upper body, especially in my face. I already have a big face with big cheeks. And so anytime I gain weight, I feel like you can see it in my face first. And I hate that. But I also, you know, see it in my midsection. I see it in my back. And, you know, maybe if I were to gain that weight in my little hips or, you know, in the booty area, I'd be okay. But that's not how my body gains weight. I started my corporate job. I was working at a big four accounting firm. I was working in audit, where you go in, you audit all these like Fortune 500 companies' financial statements just to make sure they're not lying and cooking the books and all of that stuff. That life is just known to be rough. Basically, you can easily work like 70 to 80 hours a week during busy season. I literally would get to work at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I would leave like 10 o'clock. And then I would work on Saturdays. Sometimes I would work on Sundays. So basically, I'm at work all the time. I have a desk job. I'm sitting down. I'm not being active. And then they entice you by buying you lunch and buying you dinner so that you can stay all these long hours. But yeah, they're like, oh, we'll pay for your dinner and we'll pay for your lunch. And so my first year in accounting and audit, I was like, oh, Deloitte is going to pay for my lunch and my dinner. We're about to go all out. I was ordering the like not most healthiest things just because before I could eat those things and be fine because I was working out, and also, you know, I'm a teenager. I got that fast metabolism, but you know, my metabolism isn't working the way that it used to because I'm not active. I also would sometimes skip breakfast just to get a little bit more sleep. I noticed some weight gain, and like I said, it was in places that I wasn't the most comfortable with, and I really struggled. I struggled because I felt like I know what to do to get this weight off. I know that I need to work out, but I just don't have the time. I don't have the energy. And I struggled a lot because, you know, here I am. I know the solution. After about maybe a year or two of complaining, and also I broke up with my boyfriend. It was a hard breakup. When you go through a breakup, the best revenge is to become successful and also to become a finer version of you. So that's what I did. I was like, you know what? I've been complaining about my weight, done had a hard breakup with my boyfriend of 8 years, and hate my job. I hated Deloitte. I had a lot of pent up frustration, so I looked up kickboxing. Found this one studio near where I was living in Sandy Springs called Burn that not only did kickboxing, they did cycling, and they also have yoga and this thing called Sculpt Yoga. They also have their little version of CrossFit. They had all types of classes. So I joined. I did kickboxing, I did yoga, I did a little bit of cycling. Cycling's not my most favorite. But kickboxing and yoga got me back in shape. So I started working out with him probably towards the end of 2017. 2019, I was in the best shape I had ever been in my adult life. By the way, y'all, I know I have not been mentioning any products. Now I'm gonna go in with my Sephora. This is their Micro Smooth Powder in Deep 60. This kind of reminds me of that MAC powder. I can't think of the name of it, but it's very similar to that. But anyways, yeah. I was in the best shape of my life in 2019. I was just like on top of the world then, as far as like body image and feeling comfortable. I want to say I gained 30 pounds between graduating in 2014 from college up until 2017. I went from being like around 135, 140 pounds to about 170 pounds. I'm 5'7", by the way, just to give you an idea. Body mass index, which I hate that whole like system, because I honestly don't feel like it was built for Black people. We, for the most part, naturally just have a little bit more meat on our bones anyways compared to other races. Me being 5'7", I think the most I'm supposed to weigh is like 145, 150 pounds or something like that. Just the way that my body is, I know that for me and also my goals and my, you know, my vision of how I want to look, I know I don't want to be 145 to 150. My goal is to be more like 160 pounds, give or take. So with me working out at Burn, after about a year and a half, I got down to like 155. And so, you know, I was feeling good, and then boom, COVID hit. The gyms closed. I really thought that COVID was going to be very temporary. I didn't think it was going to be the 2 weeks that the government made it seem. I don't know about other states, but I know here in Georgia, we shut down for 2 weeks, or that's what they said in the beginning, like, oh, we're going to shut down for 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. I knew it wasn't going to be just 2 weeks. I knew that it was going to be a little bit longer than that, but I didn't think that it was going to be 2 years. Going in with my bronzer, this is the Sunstalker bronzer and Mocha Mommy from Fenty, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bronze my face. Being in quarantine, gyms closed. I was living in an apartment at the time. The apartment gym closed. And I'm not a runner, so like I could go outside and run, but that's just not me. I tried to do like the at-home workout. People are buying up a lot of the at-home workout equipment. I also, you know, slacked up a bit on my eating. For the most part, I do eat pretty healthy. I like to snack on like sweets, but other than that, like my actual meals are pretty healthy. I love fruits, I love vegetables. I do like some carbs, but for the most part, I am pretty healthy and I try to have like a balanced diet. During COVID, I'm literally thinking like, yo, the world is ending. I'm gonna get COVID. I'm panicking, and so I found comfort in food. So I was ordering Five Guys and just eating things that weren't healthy. I was finding comfort in food kind of like I was finding comfort in food when I was working at Deloitte. So I wasn't making the best choices, and boom, I'm at like almost 180 pounds, which is like the heaviest I personally have ever been. And again, now that gyms have been open August of last year. When I moved back home, I said I'm going to join a gym. Yeah, it's kind of risky because I'm around people, and at that point I was working from home. I wasn't really around people, but I was like, you know what, I really need to take control of my health. So currently, I want to say I haven't weighed myself in a long time, because y'all, that scale is the devil. You will be feeling so good about yourself. You will see in the mirror changes in your body that you're happy with. You're like, oh dang, my stomach's a little flatter. Like, oh, okay, I see these little muscles in my arms. And as soon as you get on the scale, all of that happiness is gone. So I try to avoid the scale literally as much as possible, y'all. Do not focus on the scale, okay? I get on the scale like maybe like every 2 or 3 weeks just to see if what I'm doing is working. Also, I think it's important, especially because we are in the era of social media and we are exposed to so many people. That is amazing, but at the same time, it also can take a toll on your self-esteem because you're constantly comparing yourself. And I know with me being an influencer, I'm still not comfortable saying that, but with me being an influencer, I'm on social media a lot more than maybe I usually would be. And comparison honestly is the thief of joy, and unfortunately I've fallen victim to that. And seeing all of these like Instagram models with these little skinny itty bitty waists and big thighs and big butt, people worshiping that and people idolizing that, and it's got me side-eyeing myself. I told y'all I naturally gain weight in my upper body. That affects how I see myself in clothing. In fact, y'all, I did an Abercrombie haul. I had mentioned this on Instagram that I had been buying a bunch of stuff from Abercrombie, and I did a try on haul and I filmed it and everything, and I went to edit it and I just did not like how my body was looking, even though I've put in work, even though I have lost some weight and I am feeling better about myself. Just seeing me on the camera, the fact that I don't even know if I want to publish that is so sad to me, but it's something that like I can't. I'm just insecure, and I'm trying so hard not to be insecure about it. Getting teary-eyed. I'm trying so hard not to be insecure about it, but I have to remember that, number one, a lot of these bodies that I see on Instagram are not natural. If you want to enhance your body, that is you. I just know personally for me, surgically enhancing my body is not something that I want to do. So I'm like, Nisha, if that's not what you want to do, then your only other option is to work hard, get in the gym, build that, and watch how you eat. So I'm really trying, y'all, but it's just, you just want instant gratification. You just want to see results so fast. And I have to remember that first time that I lost weight, it took me a while. Like I said, I started going to Burn in 2017, and I wasn't really like seeing results until like 2019. I have to give myself time. I have to be patient with myself. Also, speaking of, you know, surgically enhancing your bodies, it's not for me, but what is for me may not be for you, and what is for you may not be for me. You have to be comfortable in your own decision, but do it the right way. Pay the money. I know that people like to cut corners. People like to go to foreign countries to get these BBLs because it's cheaper. Y'all, if y'all only knew how many times me flying back from the DR, I've seen all these young women with BBLs and stuff have to be wheelchaired throughout the airport, and then they're suffering on the airplane. I sat next to this girl who got a BBL, and she just looked like she was just suffering. And I just, personally, I just don't want to go through that. So if you're gonna get a BBL, I suggest doing it in America. Pay the money. So I put eyeshadow primer on my eyes, and I'm gonna just let that sit for a minute, and I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my blush and highlighter. I'm using the Fenty cream blush in the color Rose Latte. All right, y'all, so we're gonna do like a little eyeshadow look. I don't give y'all eyeshadow looks very often, but I did do this back in December for a wedding that I went to, and I just wanna go ahead and recreate it. I'm going to be using one shade from the Caramel Brown Huda Beauty palette, and I'm only going to be using this shade down here. It's like a really good transition shade for my skin tone. And then I am going to be going in with the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This is like one of my favorite palettes. So one thing I've tried to do to help me with this insecurity is focus more on how I feel, focus more on how my clothes fit, and focus more on me just getting stronger. I was hiring a personal trainer at the gym that I joined. Personal training though can be super expensive. So I've kind of like since then quit just because it was getting really expensive. I was paying like $400 a month. Y'all know that or many of y'all know that I am trying to save for a house. So that's $400 that could be going towards my house or going towards like paying down some debt as well. So what I try to do now is I try to work out 4 times a week. It's hard because sometimes I just don't feel like it. I know that for me, I have to wake up early in the morning to work out, because if it gets to like 2 and 3 o'clock in the daytime and I haven't worked out, 9.5 times out of 10, I'm not gonna work out. So I need to just go ahead and wake up and work out. I'm gonna go into this palette and I'm gonna use the color Smog. Me, personally, I have to work out in the morning. That's when I'm going to be the most motivated. That's when I'm going to be the most productive, because I'm like, you know, I already woke up early. You might as well just get your clothes on and head to the gym. Plus, I find that not a lot of people are morning people, so the gym tends to be less crowded than it is in the evening. I haven't weighed myself in a while, and also with me being sick with COVID, I'm sure that has affected me. Before I got sick, I think I was hanging around the 168 area, and I'm not that far from my goal. I'm not, but I'm still like, like, why am I not there? And I know there's so many things that have been going on that are out of my control. Genetics. I have to talk about genetics as well. We have to remember that genetics plays a big part in how your body looks, how easy or how hard it is for you to lose weight, how easy or how hard it is for you to gain weight. So on my father's side, the women in that family, they're not very curvaceous, okay? They don't have the big butts, they don't have the big hips. I got a little bit of my body type from the Eberharts, from my dad's side of the family, because your girl ain't got no hips, okay? But on my mom's side, she isn't very hippie. She has some hips, but she's not super hippie. But my mom got a nice little apple bottom. Not little, it's actually kind of big. But anyways, it's nice. And I have a little bit of a butt too now. It's not huge, but I have a butt. So imagine that I have like not a lot of hips, so I'm not very wide, but if you look from behind, I got a little bit of something back there, you know? Going in with this pinky color right here called Hell Ride. Gonna add this to the corner. But anyways, I have to remember that like genetically, I'm just not gonna have the super voluptuous body. I can definitely give myself more curves by working out in the gym and focusing on different areas, like focusing on my glutes. But I'm trying, y'all. So I don't know if y'all can see, but I just added a little bit of the pink to the outer corners of my eyes. I'm not the best when it comes to eye makeup. I'm learning. I think that I have the workouts and the work ethic down. It's now I need to focus a little bit more on my eating and just eating more often, and also portion control. Y'all, my eyebrows are kind of like a hot mess right now. I don't think I've had them threaded since about November, I want to say. So y'all are gonna have to excuse these brows. I'm gonna do the best that I can with them, but they definitely need to be threaded. Comment down below for those of you who get your eyebrows done. Do you get them waxed or threaded? Now you could add some liner and some falsies, but I didn't feel like doing all of that today, and I'm also pressed for time, and I'm not the greatest at applying falsies. I'm gonna be real and let y'all know. So if you're struggling, you are not the only one. All right, y'all, so for lips, I'm going to be using this combo that I have been loving. I wore this combo in my Black Friday haul video and also my like hair update video when I had my pressed out hair. This is the NYX Lingerie XXL liquid lipsticks. I have two colors. First, I have Straps Off, and then I have Warm Up. So we're gonna start with a darker color. Then did I bring it? I could have sworn I brought, oh, here it goes. Under all this crap. I'm going to grab my pick. This whole talk was just to let y'all know that I have weight insecurities as well. It's hard, but we just have to remember that the only person you should be comparing yourself to is yourself. We are all different genetically. We are all different in how easily we can gain weight, lose weight, where the weight goes. We're just all different. So we just have to look at ourselves, set our goals, focus on those goals, focus on how you're gonna get to those goals, and not focus on anybody else. Just do you, do the best that you can, focus on you. Don't let media, don't let these BBLs, don't let any of that deter you. Now, by all means, if that's what you wanna do that, but do it safely. Let's focus on being happy with where we're at and being happy along the journey to get where we want to be, and not just focusing on like, oh, I'll just be happy when I get to my destination. Be happy now and be happy along the journey as well. But y'all, this is it for my final look. The puff is puffing, okay? It's nice and cute. The edges are laid. Makeup is slayed, in my opinion. For any of y'all makeup artists, don't come for me, okay? This is, you know, just what I've learned, what I like to do. But that is it for this video, y'all. Let me know if you feel what I'm talking about. Let me know if you have any words of encouragement, if you feel like sharing your journey and your story, if you can relate. Just let us know. Just share down below if you feel comfortable doing so. Like I said, all the products that I use, makeup, hair, will be linked down below in the description box. I hope that y'all enjoyed this conversation. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And as always, I'm so grateful and thankful for each and every one of y'all watching. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.